Get ready for Peas in the Podcast. And now, your hosts, Udgam and Rachel.
Hi guys, welcome back to Peas in the Podcast. It's your host Rachel and Udgam.
We're back after almost 2 months, and for today's episode we just want to keep it short and simple and just maybe talk about what has kept us busy for the past 2 months and why we haven't been able to put out new podcast episodes consistently. So how we talked about in the last episode that we had a lot of course load and a lot of workload, so we couldn't put out consistent episodes. Well, the workload has increased exponentially, and it's only gotten greater. So we haven't actually had a lot of time to record a podcast episode, and we've been super occupied with so many other things.
Yeah, but like classes every day. We finally got a 2-week holiday, but I'm pretty sure all of you are enjoying. But it's
Yeah.
gonna end soon, so it's gonna be back. But we heard school might be opening soon, so that's good. Yeah, so school has kept us busy, a lot of work, and we got our turn grade, which is horrifying for me. That's the one subject, but others went good. What about you?
Yeah, and one of the things that school has done well, I think it would have been the same regardless if we had online classes or not. But my screen time is insane. It's insane. It's like I spend like 10, 12 hours in front of a screen every day, and that's like almost all the time I'm awake.
Even my screen time is increased, but I'm kind of like this anyways. Like even if it was normal school day and I had homework, then my laptop would be on like playing some shit in the background while I do my work. That's just kind of me, but that would still be lesser than what it is.
Yeah, same. I think it's just there's more productive screen time thanks to school. Otherwise, it would just be me skimming through YouTube thumbnails and then finding something to watch for maybe
It would be
13,
more
14 hours a day.
It would be me watching like true crime videos, and they make like lists of videos. I don't know if you guys watch those, but they play like continuously. If I start one, then it'll just continue 2-3 hours. I like having that in the background, but my parents are like, no, you shouldn't. But you gotta focus on one. But I don't know. I could focus on both.
Yeah, that's why I tried to like go on a complete screen time detox for like the last week or so. I wanted to like completely go off the grid for like a week.
Yeah.
And I sort of did, but then there was no reduction in screen time. It was just that I was sort of off the grid, so I was not in touch with any of my friends. But then all I did was watch K-pop videos on YouTube, and trust me, I've watched like
Same.
70% of the K-pop videos that are on YouTube.
That's me with true crime, but like, yeah, I if I'm not using like Instagram or Twitter or Snapchat to like talk to people, I'm on my laptop watching some kind of video. So I don't know, I can't. It's at least it's not both at the same time, right? But
I literally don't use Instagram anymore. It's like I'm mostly on Twitter and sometimes on Discord, and like all the other time I'm basically on YouTube.
Oh yeah, even me, YouTube is. And I've spent a lot of these holidays in like my mama's, and my screen time is considerably less. The only time I probably have screen time is like when I'm watching a movie, so that's probably like 2-3 hours for like 12 hours a day, which is because there's my small cousin Shariah, and she likes playing a lot, so I have to go play with her, like alone with her, and it's so tiring.
Same, like 3 weeks, 4 days of the last week, my aunt came to stay over, and she has twins. They're like a year old, so I had to babysit them all day, and I think I barely had like 3 hours of screen time, and that's like an insane decline from 12 hours to 3 hours. That's a quarter of what I used to do, and trust me, it kind of felt good, not constantly staring at a screen and actually having some form of social interaction.
It's good. Especially in my mama guard, like everybody's home. Even my mama he works from home. My grandmother, grandfather, small sister, everyone was just sitting there chilling, talking to each other, cooking. And it's it's the much needed socialization that I needed. Like considering the past 3-4 months was like completely isolated with only my family. So that's been good.
I haven't physically seen any of my friends for like I don't know 4 or 5 months now. Trust me, I'm starting to
I mean, that
forget
was
what
true for me, but
I'm starting to forget what people look like.
I actually met quite a lot of them after Shibali ko dinner ma. But Shibali and Uttarga came over, and I've met Nyawali for the Saturday as well.
Yeah. No one lives like in close proximity to me. Everyone's just so far away.
You live close to the airport.
But there's a lot of free space. There's a lot of greenery around here, so I can just like go for a refreshing walk. I mean, it's not as good as sitting down and having talks with people, but it's still better than nothing.
I've been wanting to go on walks since like last week, because last week I was home for like 3 days, and all 3 days it rained, so I couldn't go. And after that, I started going to my mama girl too.
I would prefer to go walk in the rain. I love how much it's raining these days. Dude, it's raining and Taylor Swift just put out a new album. It doesn't get better than this.
I haven't heard it yet.
What? It's so good. Yeah, that's all I know. And love. Wait, Joji's gone what?
Joji's album was postponed, I think. New one.
I don't listen to Joji. He's not my cup of tea. Don't hate on me, but like I've never really listened to Joji. I'm sort of the basic mainstream kind of guy.
I was that for like 6-7 years, but now mine's more diverse.
I mean, mine is diverse as well. I prefer listening to indie artists a lot, but when it comes to like at the end of the day, I just go back to the mainstream artists like Katy Perry and Ariana Grande and Taylor Swift.
I haven't. The last Katy Perry song that I liked was from the Dark Horse era, and the last Taylor Swift song that I liked was 1989. And then after that, I don't know. I started listening to more like hip hop, rap, R&B kind of music, like The Weeknd and all. And they're very different. I prefer more that side.
The only hip hop kind of artist I listen to anymore is Lil Nas. I don't know. I just like his sound. I just like the vibe his songs give off. It's partly because he's sort of a meme, but then also partly because I like the vibe he gives.
Cut that.
Okay.
So in the next episode, we'll be bringing Shibali, and she said that she wanted to talk about the Diet Love Past mystery, which was recently ruled as solved, but it's suspicious because it is very dissatisfying. The ruling that they gave was very dissatisfying. The conclusion was very dissatisfying. So she wanted to come on and talk about it in the next episode. So you have her. Back to what we were talking about.
And I mean, we're really looking for people who would just want to be in the podcast and just vibe with us. So if you want,
it's like a normal conversation, like how me and Udgam were just talking about everything. You want to come, then please text us. We need people to come on the podcast.
I mean, that's literally what we do. There's no formal setting. This is just, 3 or 4 people in an informal setting just vibing about stuff. There's nothing more to the podcast. We're just trying to have casual conversation.
If you want to, then please, because having people who want to come on the podcast is like another motivation for us to like keep consistently making them. Because if we don't have anyone in mind, then we're like, what do we talk about? Who do we talk about? Like, it gets kind of I don't know. We've been putting this off for quite some time because we've been busy. So,
I mean, technically, we could have gotten this done maybe like 2 weeks ago, but then it was like every other day, Rachel or I had something going on, so we kept on shifting it.
there's construction. Like I was like, okay, we have to do it. We have to do it today. And then I think my dad brought some people to do some construction work, so we couldn't do it then too. Yeah,
Bro,
so
we've been talking about doing this podcast from this episode of the podcast from the 10th of July. That's all our conversation is from the 10th of July. We're just like, okay, do you want to do it today? And I'm like, sure. And then she's like, okay, there's construction going on. And then the next day she's like, okay, let's do it today. And then I'm like, no, I'm out. I can't do it.
yeah, and then another time he's like, the time's so fast. He's like, oh no, I'm babysitting till 5, but I have to go out at 5. I'm like, oh no. So, I mean, we finally got it done. Hopefully this is good enough. It's not like what we had before, but it's just more of just me and Udgam.
It's not quality content. Like at this point, we're like neither quality nor quantity, but we're gonna improve. We're gonna get the momentum back, the momentum that we had before this long hiatus of sorts.
Yeah, and I think that one of the things that kept us busy is Twitter in the long hiatus that we had, because there's so many people on it now. Because at the beginning of the year, there was only like a group of us. We used to tweet from like the school library, like we used to tweet at each other. But now there's like so many more people that we don't even know in real life, and they're like 20, 22.
No, I feel like we had this RBS A1 Twitter community.
Yeah.
And then you guys had your 10th grade community, and then like the new students, we just came and then we gelled pretty well for like 8 or 9 months. And then suddenly we got like a few people who sort of bridged this RBS A1 RBS community with the Nepali Twitter community. And then now it's just so huge. Like I used to get like 2 or 3 likes on my tweets, right? But now it's like 17 or 18, and it's just a normal day for me when I get 17 or 18 likes on my tweets. So that's how Twitter has changed for me at least.
Like at the beginning of the year, we were probably like fighting for 50 followers, but now I have like 160. Not a flex, but just like it goes on to say how much we've expanded, like, and so many new people that we're in touch with.
Yeah.
My not last, but like.
No, it's just like the more you dive into Twitter, you realize how small the world is, because you sort of start finding connections between people you didn't even know were on Twitter, and it leads you to a whole different community.
Yeah.
It's like we didn't even know there was an A3 Twitter community.
Actually, no, they're like A4s. A4
and now we tweet at like A5s and A4s.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, at the beginning it was kind of hectic because there was a lot of like negativity.
And there was just too much going on.
Yeah, but now
and like we don't want to get too political, but there was a lot of hate going around. Targeted hate.
And we hated being exposed to that community because we were happy in our own bubble, and because of some people, like we got exposed to that, and it was horrible, and we didn't like it. And I actually stopped using Twitter for like some time, but now I think it's okay now, and there are some people who like always active. Right after you tweet, in like a matter of 3 seconds, someone will like your tweet. Well, also one of my tweets highest likes I've gotten is 70, and I made that tweet yesterday.
What was the tweet?
Because it's traumatic.
Tell us about it. Oh, okay, I know what you're talking about. my highest like tweet is befittingly, it's the tweet that says I get the most likes on the dumbest tweets.
Oh yeah, I remember that tweet.
And I have like 30 likes on that tweet, so.
And yeah, just like being connected to people on Twitter is you get to talk to so many people.
It's an experience. It's an experience to summarize.
That you wouldn't ever have communicated with like otherwise, like people from other schools or like our seniors that we didn't even know were still in Nepal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
And it just sometimes it's super wholesome. That's a pro. Plus, like the diversity, the content on my feed has diversified a lot. So I take that as a pro as well of having a larger community on Twitter.
Yeah. Well, first, like Suzuma, mine was just filled with like a few YouTubers that I followed and like some man occasionally tweeting shit. But now every other tweet is like something nice, I guess, like good tweet.
Yeah, it's
And
nice to have a little bit of diversity on your feed.
Yeah, and people retweeting other fun stuff that I see on my feed. That's kind of good. Like I didn't have that much fun in my feed before, but it doesn't. Yeah.
And the best part is if my Twitter gets boring, I can just like switch to my Stan Twitter.
Oh yeah.
And
well,
I won't be revealing any more details about that, but I do have a Stan Twitter.
I've stopped asking because he keeps mentioning it, but he doesn't give any details. So I'm like,
Okay, a funny story about my Stan Twitter, right? I was kind of insecure about having a Stan Twitter because I was just in the Stan Twitter game, and then I have 2 Twitter accounts. So when I first followed someone, I accidentally followed him from my Stan Twitter,
oh my
right?
God. Yeah.
And the name was still Udgam YOLO, but now I've changed it. And then I was like panicking. I was like, oh shit, I shouldn't have done that. So he followed back and I just flat out blocked him.
Oh my God. Yeah. So wait, there's just what does their Stan account not have Udgam YOLO anymore?
No, it has something else.
Do you follow the Stan account?
Yeah, I do. I mean, if you can find it out on your own, good for you.
Okay, then, yeah, like Twitter, we've also, Curtis, talk about him.
Curtis Waters.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a huge part of Nepali Twitter. He's a huge part of Twitter.
He's basically the meme of Nepali Twitter community.
And the best part is he plays along most of the times.
Yeah.
And it's kind of wholesome. People just calling him Ram.
Oh, yeah.
But then this one time, I think everyone went a bit overboard, and then he tweeted out, "Who the fuck decided to call me Ram?" Oh, and then the best part is, when this whole Curtis Waters Ram thing was like on the rise. KP announced that Ram was born in Nepal, so Twitter went crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Bruh.
And I'm just looking and I see someone wrote a poem, right? That's good. I'm looking at my Twitter feed. I see Gulab Jamun and I see Utkam's meme.
What meme?
The dark side of Twitter.
Oh.
Yeah, and I don't know, people are poking fun at everyone in the good way nowadays, so it's good.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of shade going around on Twitter, but it's like, all fun and games. There's no hate intended, I would say.
There's no hard feelings.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes, but like if it's, I mean, sometimes there could be, but like not usually. It's all fun and games.
Yeah, I mean, but like as always, there's some good days and there's some really bad days on Twitter.
Remember that annoying auntie?
Oh my God, that.
So
yeah.
Annoying.
Yeah.
She just she was annoying and she was a boomer, and she was getting on the nerves.
Yeah, the best part is she had her own group of warriors defending her, and then
all boomers.
It was quite a show.
Yeah, and there was this time where the boomers would attack us for some people for saying something.
I think it was when the whole condom thing was taking over Twitter.
Oh my God, okay, so one day everyone's talking about weird favorites of condom, and the other day everyone's talking about how everything is cute.
It was basically a Shark Tank episode where everyone was just pitching their own condom flavors.
Yeah. One day it's something and the other it's something else.
And
it
the
really
and
is
the best part was, and I kid you not, the actual serious discussions that went down in the replies. Like, do you think this would work out?
fun.
Is this a marketable idea?
I
And
remember is
whatnot.
dal tarkari flavor.
Oh, oh yeah, yeah. There's a lot of that going around.
Yeah.
I
So
guess.
that's Twitter. You guys can follow us if you want to. Yeah.
You know, talking about like social media, maybe we should have a piece in the podcast account on like Instagram, maybe, because that's what caters to the general public, the
Okay.
greater demographic.
But let's do that after we do the Shibagi thing. So that it will not be like we do one episode and we have a thing again. Like, it's like to show that we will be consistent after we do the Shibagi thing, then we go.
Yeah. No, I mean, we do have we would have 6 episodes by the time we're done with Shibali. I think that's quite an accomplishment. I would call that an accomplishment. I mean,
Yeah, okay, yeah. But it's just, yeah.
so like watch out for that, because we'll probably be having an Instagram account soon, and we might put up like calls for guests on the next couple of episodes of the podcast,
Yeah,
because we're really looking for people.
Yeah, all our polls about what to talk about, and then if we get a certain topic, then we can invite people who we know will fit and talk more about the topic that we
Or we can flip the tables, and because we're basically very flexible, so we can flip the tables and we can invite people, and then we can talk about what they want to talk about.
Yeah.
So like whatever works.
If you have a topic that you want to talk about, then just DM us or talk to us or comment down below.
Like, subscribe and press the bell icon.
Bell icon. We will be posting more consistently after this. This is our promise.
Yeah, and on that note, we're at the end of this episode.
Yeah. We were planning to do like a 15-minute one, but somehow turned out to be like a 30-minute. I don't know how much will be after it's cut, but it's kind of not as fun as I'd expected it to be.
We're super inconsistent with the time length, so sometimes we put out 30-35 minutes, and then sometimes it reaches towards the hour mark. I think the one with Raj was around 50 to 55 minutes.
Yeah, I think, and that's the one that people watch the most and like the most.
I mean, that's because Raj is famous, man.
Yeah. I mean, he's more famous on Twitter.
He's our little celebrity.
Yeah. Okay, thank you guys for listening. I hope you guys like this teeny tiny, more like a catch-up episode of what's been going on, and we'll come soon. Yeah, thank you.
Oh shit! I forgot to record.
Shut up. I can see the recording thing.